What's up, everybody? Crash here. Welcome back to Crash Gets the Spread, where we talk about sports from a betting perspective. It is Thursday, August 22nd, and we have one WNBA game to talk about, but two NFL games to talk about. If you do like the content, please like the channel, subscribe to the page. Helps us out a lot more than you think. Noticed you guys didn't care if there was a thumbnail up. Had a couple more views yesterday than I usually do. And we had a good play to start the day off with. If you did watch the entire video, you knew that I was that sure on the Vegas Lynx game. So I hope that you caught that uncertainty, because that's the way I bet it. So talk about unit size real quick. I put $20 on the parlay, Atlanta and Vegas to cover the spread parlay. I put over twice that on Atlanta straight, because that was what I was sure about. So I still entered the day in the green because that's what came through. So just a little, side note on, how to bet per your confidence level, basically. So 1-1 we went yesterday, but had the bulk of the money on the dream by itself. So still a good day. Going into today, still some money to be made in the WNBA, but we do have some NFL games to talk about. But the only game up for the WNBA is the Wings and the Liberty. Huge spread. I think it's at 16, which is kind of too rich for my blood. 13.5. Still, I hate it, but I'd be on the Liberty. That's the only way I can really look in this game. Dallas Wings haven't looked good all season, and since they came back from the break, they've lost by 20 and 18. So can't really look at them this way. And the first game they lost by 20 was to the Liberty. So they do have revenge, but they still got to come up with 8 more points somehow to even cover the spread. So only looking towards the Liberty. That's for the WNBA game. No real thoughts on the total. It looks like that last game was decently high scoring too. So no thoughts. Maybe under. But on to the NFL games. We got the Colts and the Bengals. First one up. I don't think we're going to see that much Joe Burrow. I know he's probably going to throw a few passes, but he is probably not going to make it all the way through the first quarter. Anthony Richardson, on the other hand, in the starters for the Colts, I can see playing the whole first quarter, maybe even into the second quarter. So that's why this team is favored like this. The Bengals have been playing preseason very, very safely. So in addition to the under, which I always like in preseason, still lean on the Colts to win this game. I haven't really bet a team to win at all yet, just preseason, because that's not what's important about preseason. So I had an angle. Angle's playing the unders. I still like the under for this game as well. But I like to get something closer to 40. So although I might have a couple bucks on the under 34.5, I'm going to be looking live for 38, 39, or 40. So I hope these Colts and Bengals each score in the first quarter, and then I'll have the number I want. So under is where I'm leaning for that. Colts is where I'm leaning for that. Chicago and Kansas City. Looking back at it, I have caught a couple unders watching Chicago games, but it's been live. So every game that they've played in preseason, including the Hall of Fame game, has gone over. So that's something to look at, especially since this total is one of the lower ones I've seen pre-game at 32. So I'd lean on the Bears, because I don't think we're going to see many starters for Kansas City, and I know that Tyson Bagent and Brett Rippon are still battling for the QB2 job. So I feel like we're going to see some decent offense, or some shots taken, and some points on the board at least from Chicago. Kansas City, on the other hand, I'm not so sure about, but this total is so low. Once we get into the fourth quarter, we know we're going to see a couple more points with those third and fourth string units not being able to stop anything. So once we're at halftime, if this number's in the 20s, I'm going over again. So Just to let you know, usually like the unders, this total was rather low. Chicago has went over every preseason game they've played, and Kansas City's gone over a couple times too. So this might be an over situation. If it's anywhere live in the 20s, I'm smacking it. So those are going to be my picks. I like the Liberty against the Wings. I like the Colts against the Bengals and the under in that game. I like the Bears against the Chiefs and probably the over in that game. So lock those in. Let's get this money. We'll be back tomorrow to talk probably some more NFL.